when I was in Pentonville a long time ago, many years ago, I forgot when now. God, 2010. I don't know, roughly then, anywhere between 2010 and 2015 actually. But I was a bio cleaner. Yeah, and for those that don't know, bio cleaner is you're cleaning up all the nasty stuff in jail. Like if someone gets cut up, or someone cuts themselves up, or if there's blood or somewhere, or if there's a really filthy cell, someone's committed suicide or tried to commit suicide, or if someone, people could have TB and AIDS and Hep C, Hep B, whatever. Jails are rife, yeah. So people have got to clean that, and you've got to be trained. You can't just go in and clean that. You could spread anything anywhere. So you've got to be trained to clean it. It's quite a good paying job. Anyway, I was doing that job. And one of the downsides of that job in Pentonville especially was going to the healthcare wing. Because you're always on call. And the healthcare wing, bless them, like they shouldn't be in jail, these people. Yeah, they should be somewhere else. Like they should be in a hospital somewhere, out on the street. Because, if they're sick enough to be in the hospital wing in prison, put them on the hospital so where they can get properly looked after. Anyway, these people, God bless them, like they love a shit up. That's like smearing all your poo all around the cell, all over yourself, all around your cell. And again, these people got serious problems, but anyway, I used to get called there. Well, if you weren't called there every other day, it'd be a weird week, you know what I mean? And sometimes you could go in, it'd be like floor, ceiling, and all four walls, like top to bottom. God, not like I'm talking like they'd mix it with water and paint the cells with it, and you got to go in and get that off. It's mate. One of the good things though is when you've done it, like once you've been there like a long enough time, like I was. Eventually, I was like the assessor, so I was training people up, and I'd use it as an excuse to say, right, I'll take the new boy with me, I'll train him up to do it, so I wouldn't have to. I was standing with my tick board, going, right, do this, do that, passing him things into the cell while he's standing there, surrounded by whatever. Anyway, one of the things is, obviously, when you're cleaning up shit up, we used to call them, when you're cleaning up the shit up, you've got like, basically like an oxygen tank on your back, which you can wear over your white. You got like high vis. You got like a white suit on. You got paper things on your feet. You got your boots on. You got gloves on. And you've got this you've got this oxygen tank thing on, which I wore once or twice for the smell. Like they say, oh, you can wear this for the smell. It keeps the oxygen flowing. I nearly passed out. I nearly collapsed in all the shit. So I'd rather not wear it. And they never used to make it. It was your choice. That's what I'm saying. It's your choice whether you wore this thing. Because you could pass out in shit. And what would you rather do? Smell the shit or pass out and face plant in it? I'd rather smell it. But I always wore goggles. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like looking up in the ceiling. And a bit pings off. Because it's like, it dries like concrete. This stuff. Like, it died a bit pinging off. You know what I mean? Anyway, this boy was in there one day, proper little night all. He was safe, right? You know what I mean? I took him with me down to healthcare to clean up this shit up. I'm there with me tick board doing me assessor job. And he was a right little night all, but he was sweet, but it was funny when he used to mess up, you know what I mean? He was one of the people that was always like so willing to do everything to impress you, but he'd always mess it up and it would be hilarious. But he was good stuff, you know what I mean? Young kid from Tottenham, I think. And he's in the cell. He's cleaning away and he's hot, so he's he ain't got his hood up for his with his white suit. He ain't got the hood up. He's took his goggles off. He's not got the gas mask on, like the gas. I keep calling it a gas mask, right? The oxygen thing. He ain't got that on. He's took his goggles off. I don't know why. Like, I'm like, I keep going to him, listen, you want to put your goggles back on, mate? I probably would have been awkward and fouled him for it anyway. Made him do it at another time. But he's like, no, I'll be sweet, be sweet. And he's there, he's thinking away. Eventually, ping, bit of human turd went directly straight into his eye. He's like, ah, down, like, I'm laughing. He's tipping water in his face. I've probably passed it to him. I can't go in the cell. I'm out in the clean area. He's in the dirty bit. He can't even come out of there. He's got to deal with it in there. As he's coming out, he's got to work his way in, clean a little square at a time. It's clean, and just keep going around. So he's not allowed out of that cell until it's clean. And once he comes out, works his way out, he's got to pass me his little white thing off of one foot, put it into a bag that I'm holding, put that foot out into the clean bit, take the other one off, pass to me again into the bag, step out. So he can't come out. He's got shit in his eye and he can't come out. He's in there wiping it. I'm not letting him out anyway. I wouldn't let him out anyway. At that point, I'd turn into a right little Jobsworth because he's funny. He gets out anyway. The next day he comes to work and he's got pink eye. He got pink eye off a human, of God knows who was in that cell and what they was doing and why they was doing it. Moral of that story is, if you're cleaning the shit up, always wear goggles.